just sign up again tonight, if you wouldn't mind. That'll just help. Just make sure. Would that be helpful?
I don't think I need it, but
Okay,
you know.
I don't think that would be helpful at all.
Thank you. I was going to say why. You want me to see our names again?
Yeah.
This is my very first time
We don't need
using
to.
No.
Connection Point. Wondering if we're going to have name tag.
Oh, you're a genius. All right. Here are the name tags right here. Don's got his on. If you don't mind, in fact, there are blanks. Do we still have blanks in there, Rhonda?
I don't know. I'll have to look. If not,
We're gonna make sure that we have some blanks in there. So you find this. We'll get you the lanyard and the blank, and you write your name on it. Okay? It's just the way we do it. Now, you may say, "Well, I don't like to wear name tags." Neither do I. I just don't. But in this place, you need to be wearing one. The vast majority of people, they know who I am. I don't wear one, and I'll tell you why I don't wear one. One, because most people see me, but I don't want to have to be taking them on and off, going on stage and then coming off, and that's why I just don't wear one. But you need to wear one here, and part of the reason is just it is a welcoming thing when they see you with this on, and it's an identifying thing. When they see you standing here with it, all of a sudden you're official. And when they were told to come to the connection point, because you have this on, you're connected with the connection point. You're official. So please wear these. You can take them home. Don, do you leave yours here or do you take it home?
Yeah, there's a Saturday night, Sunday morning. Miss Lydia over here makes sure they're in the right tray for us.
Well, that's probably the best scenario. I couldn't take it home because it would never come back. It would get lost in my truck or somewhere. So it's probably the best thing when you get done just to take it off. Okay, last thing here, a church ambassador and church member. Again, you are an ambassador for the church. And one of the things that you're going to be talking to people about, the people that come and talk about membership, well, it just makes sense you need to be a member. So if you're not, I don't think that applies to anyone here, but if you're not a member, you got to be a member to work at the connection point. It just makes sense. You're an ambassador for this church, you need to be a member of the church. So if you're not, talk to me about it and we'll get you taken care of. All right. I've gone over a bunch really quick. Any questions, comments, anything that potentially I left out? Tim?
That information there is great. To keep doing that the way you do it. The brochure, the pamphlets on the BLG, the smaller version.
This one right
As
here.
that changes, will that also change?
it has changed. That is
Okay,
the
so
new one.
they're the same?
It always changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It most always changes. It should always change. Yeah, usually it should. Rhonda's
Yeah.
on top of it.
Every time I put out a new BLG schedule, I put up a new banner.
Okay.
Rhonda's only made 6 mistakes in her life. And I'm keeping track. Actually 7, because she forgot to put the trash can on the work order tonight.
I did.
So now we're up to 7.
We'll
Yes,
find
ma'am.
one.
He got it.
I wanted to ask you about when people come and they want to know how to go to a Bible Life class. If there's several of us here, I've taken the person and actually introduced them to the teacher or take them to Kids
Thank
Town,
you.
got them checked in, or take them to the kiosk. You don't have to stay with them after they go to the kiosk,
Yeah.
but especially with children, it's
Karen has a great point. If someone says, hey, I'd like to go to BLG, you look at it, you identify where they want to go. If you've got multiple people here, and sometimes we've got 3 or 4 people here, then you just need to tap one of the folks on the shoulder and say, hey, I'm going to walk these folks to their BLG. That is huge. Now, if it's just you, if we're shorthanded, if something happened, what have you, and it's just you here, then, find a pastor or this or that, but great point. That's really customer service there. Thank you.
one more thing.
Yes.
We're supposed to sign in over there.
Right over here.
To let Rhonda know that you were actually here. Show them with us.
Yep. There's a form right here to sign in. If you don't mind, first thing you do is get your name tag and come sign in here. That is very helpful. And then here's something else that Rhonda does. For the weekend of the 3rd and the 4th, at the connection point, what is here? And this is just another one of our attempts to help you be informed so you can answer questions. Discovering First Baptist Dinner and Beach Baptism sign up there. Use book sale. Well, it's right over there. Okay, so if someone says, "There's a used book sale this weekend?" Yep, there is. And then the NCS Drama Nativity registration, we have this listed as CM 1011. That means nothing to me, except I can see it right there. CM means commons. And we around here, for whatever reason, it's probably county regulations, we have to number everything. If it's a janitorial closet, if it's a whatever, we have to number it. And so that's the number for it right down there. Yep.
Pastor, I can't give you any specific example, but I've been asked 10 questions since serving at Connection Point, but I have no idea what the answer was. I wish we were able to send Rhonda a list of questions that we've been asked and we didn't know the answer, and we then begin to compile a frequently asked questions list and the accompanying answer.
That's a great idea. And here's, you know what?
Yeah.
If you get one of those, just email her. You've all got her. Our emails are so easy around here. It's the first letter of our name, last name at fbcn.org. Just send her an email. It would be better to send it to her and not me. All right, she's more responsible than I am. So she'll get it, and then we'll look at doing that. Good point.
That's probably something you could attach to the sign-up sheet, and then that way everyone can see what the responses to the questions are instead of emailing them.
Okay.
That's a good point. Yes, ma'am.
Wouldn't it be just as easy to put a note in that blue envelope? I mean,
That would be another way we can do it.
Yeah.
Just whichever way. If you want to email it, or if you just want to write it out and stick it in there and put my name on it, it'll get to me. You bet.
Just, I know we got a lot of people that work here already, and I've been working it about a year, and I found out that I didn't help many people, they helped me. You know, I mean, by meeting people and greeting, just a little point to pass on. Some of us sometimes we get to this, we think it's our desk, and we gotta stand here for somebody to do it to us. I found out if you just kind of step away from that thing and get out here where people are passing through as soon as the service is over, you'll see some of them kind of staggering and talking to themselves. And best thing, just interrupt them and say, "Hey, can I help you here?" It looks like you're, you know, you have to interface them yourself. Sometimes they just won't step over. And then when you can get them over, you can get them signed up. I know I talked to John David, and I had a tough time making the decision to work here because I had an offer at Walmart as a greeter, so I didn't know. But saying all of that, it's wonderful whatever services it is when you see the people start coming through there, especially during the season, and passing that on. But this desk thing is more critical than you think, because you as an individual, if you're stepping out and not putting yourself behind a barrier, that makes a lot of difference.
Yeah.
Well, and to be quite honest, that's one of the reasons that we went to this. Some people are just fine with desk, you know, big desk like that, and they're cool with that. Other people are not. So why would you go like to the Verizon store or a bank even? Banks have gone to kiosk. They have these little islands out here because it gives you the opportunity, and Don's savvy about this. When you take this right here, you have just said something. I care about you. I want to communicate with you. I'm here for you. And so in doing this, it gives us the opportunity to not have a barrier between us and the folks that need to hear from us.
I'll give you an example. Somewhere in the last couple of months, we have a new couple in church. They just transferred here from North Dakota somewhere, you know, to Florida. So it was a big transition. So they came here and we talked to them, and they were real friendly, you know, and interested in the church, and didn't hear from them. And then 2 weeks later, the same couple showed up again, you know, and the same thing, said, "We'd like to join the church, but we got to do something. We got to talk to the pastor before we join." I said, "Well, you're right over there, and you just go through the line." Well, that wasn't good enough. They meant a sit-down discussion. So I touched off with the pastor, and then I called Pam, pastor's secretary, and she got a hold and she scheduled meet with the pastor, of course, who's busy, and as we all know, and all of that. But next Sunday, their name was on the list as new members. So sometimes you have to go that extra effort with people, you know, to make them feel comfortable, and I'll just pass it on for what it's worth. And just, many of you know, one key thing, sometimes you'll have a whole family show up here. either mother, father, grandmother, whoever, and there'll be a couple of younger ones like teenagers. I find that you don't just talk to the mother and the father. You shift to the teenager and treat them like a teenager and show them a little respect that they are here. They're pretty important, and get their information and make them feel wanted rather than just take it as mom and dad's handling everything. So sometimes little things like that go a long way, I found, in making people feel at ease. But just some thoughts. Didn't mean to take over, John. But
No, those are good thoughts.
It's really rewarding, and I find my wife generally wants to come to church on Sunday morning, so I work Saturday night and work here because I like the activity on Saturday night. So anyway, for what it's worth.
Thanks,
God bless Southern boys.
The other thing was, that's important is to give them a map of the church, because they need to take that home a lot of times and figure it out. I try to show them, especially if I'm gonna take them to their Bible, and like, this is where we are here, this is where we're going, you know.
Yeah, and Karen makes a good point, and make sure that you tell them, we can print more of these things. Give it to them.
Oh, yeah.
You make sure that they know to take it. There's this weird phenomenon around here, when people get done with the worship service, and they take their first, they leave them. We print them for people to take them. And so please, say, hey, this is yours, I want you to take it.
Well,
And so,
give them a
good point.
Bible and life.
Yeah, give them that too, and let them take that. Jeff, I got two stories, and then we'll be done. Unless you have any more questions. You had a great conversation this past Sunday morning. Came out of the 11 o'clock service. They had moved from Australia. Is that right? By University of Georgia National Championship Team, 1975. You had to tell you that. But they got to know the Lord, as far as we know. I mean, when people start saying things like, Allah.
This has bugged me all week long. He didn't think Jesus was God because he sits at the right hand of God. And I just wasn't equipped for that, and I didn't want to argue with him.
Jeff handled that perfect. Because I don't know if the guy was trying to bait him or not. I don't know. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But Jeff just handled it as smooth and just as with a smile on his face. It's not going to happen in this moment. That person has, when they make a statement like that, they're pretty set. And so there's going to be a moment that maybe would happen later when they come to someone's office and sit and chat with them. But you handled that really good. But what I want to share with you here is that was a lost person. And he came right here. He had just come out of that service, he had heard the gospel, and then he saw the gospel right here and how Jeff treated him. So that is, you never know who's going to show up at this point. Now, Whitey, stand up and tell me the story you told me when you came in.
I work at 9 o'clock on Sunday mornings from 9 o'clock till 9:30. Well, it seems like everyone's coming in. They're in a hurry to get to church on time. I'm standing here and I keep getting farther out, and I'm greeting them, saying hello. But weeks went by and I didn't have anyone to fill out a connection card. So I was talking to Pastor Larry and expressing some of my frustration, I guess. And he said, Whitey, it's like going fishing. He said, lots of times you throw your line out, you never get a bite. He said, but one of these days you're going to catch a big one. And the last Sunday, this couple came up, and of course I presented the card, answered their questions, and they were just so excited about getting information. It was first time in the building, so they wanted to know what that was, what this was.
Wow.
They had all kinds of questions, but it made me feel like Pastor Larry was right. So